Let's talk about Donald Trump and what he might do now that he's lost the election.
The Fox News decision desk can now project the 46th president of the United States.
The big American news networks did the math and called Biden's win.
The people of this nation have spoken.
But Trump is contesting some results.
If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
The results are fake. They're not real.
So can Trump still win in court? What can he do with the time he has left in the White House? And what if he refuses to leave? No presidential candidate in the history of the United States has ever outright refused to concede. Richard Nixon bowed out even after accusing John F. Kennedy and the Democrats of rigging votes.
And once the decision is made, we unite behind the man who was elected.
Vice President Al Gore accepted the Supreme Court's ruling that George W. Bush won in Florida.
May God bless his stewardship of this country.
That was after a long legal battle and a recount that came up with a razor-thin difference of 537 votes. But Trump's not giving up, and there are things he can still do. In a tight race, a candidate can request a recount. Georgia has already agreed to one. But recounts have only ever led to totals that change by a few dozen votes, sometimes hundreds. Biden's lead in battleground states is in the tens of thousands.
It's really hard to imagine a massive shift in votes from Biden that would then benefit Donald Trump.
A candidate can also file a lawsuit if they suspect irregularities. The Trump campaign has challenged electoral processes in several states over things like Republican observers not getting close enough to the counting process, ballots that are otherwise valid being counted after Election Day, and allegations of fraud. But lawsuits in Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Arizona have already failed. Still, Trump's lawyer Rudy Giuliani says they're gonna keep going.
We've been deprived of the right to inspect if a single one of those ballots is legitimate. And I emphasize to you, it's only one of the many other infirmities in this election.
There has to be a pretty high bar of evidence if you're going to accuse a state or a locality of widespread fraud, which is what some Republicans and Trump are doing right now. And there just isn't any evidence of it.
The election timetable means legal battles can't go on forever. In most states, recounts and court challenges have to wrap up by December 8th. December 14 is when electors from each state come together as the Electoral College to cast their votes. The presidential race has been called for Biden because enough Democrat electors are expected to confirm his victory.
The reports from those Electoral College meetings then get sent over to Congress, and then Congress counts the votes on January 6th.
After all that, Trump can make all the noise he wants, but it won't affect who takes the office of the president. He doesn't even have to concede publicly. That's just a usually respected tradition.
The American people have spoken.
I pray that the president will be successful.
We must accept this result and then look to the future.
Whatever happens, it'll all be over officially when Trump's term ends at noon on January 20th, 2021. That's when the new president is sworn in.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Richard Nixon.
I, Jimmy Carter.
I, George Walker Bush.
Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
So what happens if Trump refuses to leave?
Donald Trump at that point is a trespasser at the White House. The White House is a very highly secure place. Whether you're an employee or whether you're the former president of the United States, you can't just roll into the White House without getting past Secret Service.
But Trump still has 10 weeks left in office, and a lot can happen in 10 weeks. He'll still be commander-in-chief and can make important foreign policy decisions. George Bush Sr., for example, sent troops to Somalia in his final weeks, and Jimmy Carter ended the Iran hostage crisis. Trump can also declassify information and use the power of the presidential pardon to free people from prison or stop a trial if it's a federal case.
In terms of how he's going to act in the next couple of months, I think it's the rhetoric that I think a lot of people are very worried about. Especially at a time when it's a very polarized country.
The president had to know he was in trouble. When Fox News, his favorite TV channel, called his defeat, some of Trump's allies, including the Israeli prime minister, have already congratulated Biden. None of that means Trump can't put up a fight. It's his right. but it's probably not going to get him very far. The US election is far from over, but AlJazeera.com has all the latest. In the meantime, our team at Start Here is working on more explainers to help you understand what's going on in the news. We'll see you next week.